All right, my keen beans, I am going to send this video to you because I realize that it's quite confusing trying to connect your curves. So I put this together, hopefully it clears it up. So imagine that you're starting with your first curve and you've got whatever your curve is. I happen to pick a parabola, so I'm looking at this parabola here. Y equals 0.1 times x minus 15 squared plus 20. That's just like the start of my water slide. If I pop this equation into the velocity spreadsheet, I read out of it and I got to the point where I could see that at x equals 26.6 and y equals 32.67, my velocity had decreased and was at 1.35. Yes, I probably could have gotten it less, but it was good enough for this purpose. So I know that the velocity is decreasing, and I want to estimate where to put my bump. So if we're thinking about the graph that I just created, here it is. All right, so I'm looking at my graph. I'm basically coming through here, looking at velocity, and somewhere around here, I'm realizing, actually I think it was around 30, I'm realizing that the velocity has decreased. So I want to choose my bump accordingly. All right, back into our picture, whoops. Back into our picture. So if I'm going to choose this appropriately, then what I need is for my y value to be less than 32.67. So all I've done is shifted over a bit on the graph, and I've said, okay, well, I was looking at 26.26, so I'm just going to go to the right a little bit at 28. And I'm going to put my bump a little bit less than 32, so I chose 30, and that's literally just me choosing the vertex or the bump. All right, so when I go to make the model for that parabola, I'm here at number 4, and the model is going to be reflected by y equals a times x minus 28 squared plus 30, and those are just based on my values that I gave it. Okay, so the next step in this process, you've got two equations, which most of you should be thinking to yourself, right, simultaneous equations, and if that's what you're thinking, you are correct. So I'm going to set these two things equal to each other, and that's what this line is right here. So I've set my two equations equal to each other. And what we'd want to do normally is solve those equations, but what I want to remind you of is that we have information about the tangent. We're trying to join these two equations smoothly, and in order to do that, we need a little bit more information. And we've done all this work around the concept that we can find the tangent to a parabola, and we found it this way, 2ax plus b. All right, so there's a little bit of leap of faith here. I've expanded the brackets. I'm looking right here. So I've gone from setting simultaneous equations. I've expanded the inside of my brackets, and I've left the plus 20 outside. I've expanded x minus 28 squared right here, and I've left the 30 outside. I do not care about c. None of these constants matter to me because the equation for my tangent is 2ax plus b. So if I look at this first equation, the equation for the tangent to that parabola is 2x minus 30. Here it is, 2x minus 30. The equation to this tangent is 2x minus 56. 2x minus 56. And both of them had a coefficient, so the a is still there, the 0.1 is still there. All right, the reason we're doing this is because we can then solve for a. And it's not pretty yet because we have too many variables going on, but I now have a coefficient of a equals 0.1 times times 2x minus 30 all over 2x minus 56. And if I simplify that just a little bit, I can divide out that factor of 2 because each of those is an even number. And I end up with this kind of, I don't know, I'm going to call it lovely, but I end up with this equation right here where I have a equals 0.1 times x minus 15 times x minus 28. All right, and you might be thinking, whoopee, and you would be right. So from there, we're going to take that a, right? We're going to take a and we're going to put it back into, and I said part 5, that's not correct, but I mean that this part 5 right here, all right? So I've got this equation with a, and what I want to do is just do another bit of substitution. So I'm going to take this equation here, and we're going to put that a as our coefficient. All right, so I end up with 0.1 times x minus 15 squared plus 20. And then when I simplify this one down, I have 0.1 so I end up with, I'm sorry, I forgot a bit of the equation here, so I'll write it in there. The last part of this is x minus 28 squared plus 30. Now I can stick that straight into Symbolab, so I can put this whole equation right here into Symbolab, and it's going to solve it for me, and what I end up with is 22.7. So I just solved for x. So let me make sure I put that there, equals x, because x was the only thing in my equation. Now I just want to take a second to flick over here to my second graph. Okay, I've got this graph going on here. So if we're looking at this graph, this is the original parabola. And right now I have a slider in. This is my second parabola. There's my vertex. I can see it needs to be negative. And I can see that somewhere around here I'm going to end up with that tangent, but we don't yet know what A is. Right. So we've used Symbolab. Symbolab has given me the x coordinate that I'm looking for. I'm going to substitute this back into my equation because what I need now is a. I have x, I need a. I'm going to go back to that equation for a, which is right here. And I'm simply going to put my new x value in of 22.7. So I end up with 0.1 times 22.7 minus 15 over 22.7 minus 28, and I get negative 0.15, and you should be pretty happy at this point because we definitely know that A has to be negative or it's not going to work out. All right, so the second equation, we had our first one, our second equation is sitting here now. Right, this is where we chose our vertex. We decided it was going to be at negative 2830. We've done all of this solving to find negative 0.15. And when I graph the final equation, sorry, that's going to be a little bit of a glitch for you, but I had to redo the graph. So looking at the graph now, I've entered the two equations. Right here, you can see that they're what I said. And if I look at this equation right here, there's my tangent. Okay, I'm going to need to put in the domains in order to get this red graph to stop here and the blue graph to start there. I'm going to leave that for you guys to try and look at. But I've shown you now, hopefully, how to join two graphs using the tangent. All right, so I'm going to put this online. By all means, if this doesn't make sense, let me know. I'm not sure how much more I can do, but I will absolutely try. And happy planning. See ya.